Archicad tip of the week today is defining renderings and saved views. For this, we can define within our photo renderings, and this is really important, is it going to be used for screen within Archicad, in which case you click the screen option. First, you want to click the little button there. You can see the sprocket button, and just to the right of that is a little rectangular button with arrows and lines within it. Once you click that, that's where you define your actual image size and resolution. Then you want to click the little arrow button there just to the right of size, next to custom 3D window size. And that is where you select, it will have a pop-up for screen, print, portrait, and print landscape. Again, if you're doing screen, you're going to select from one of these options. Screen is going to be 72 dpi. So if you go 640 by 480, it's going to be lower quality than 5120 by 2880. So you can pick one of those options based upon those defaults. If you're going to print, you want to select one of the options there, such as legal, letter, or an A4, A5, tabloid, etc. Once you've selected that, you can then define the resolution down below. You see where it says 150. Notice that when you select print, portrait, or landscape, you can edit resolution. Also notice to the left, when we select the screen options, the resolution is grayed out, meaning it is 72 dpi, no matter which resolution you pick, because it's a screen option. But with the print option, you can actually define it as 150, 200, 250, 300. What we generally tell people is that if you're printing on an inkjet printer, 150 dpi is typically fine, 150 to 200, because your inkjet printers, plotters typically are 150 dpi maximum. Some of the inkjet printers, desktop, 200 might be okay, you might get a better resolution out of that. But if you're doing offset printing, then you need to go to 300 dpi. Those are really high quality prints. So you typically aren't going to use that unless you're going to print at probably a print shop or something where you really need high quality resolution. Once you've done that, you want to also define the renderings and save views. Now, this is really important when you're doing, particularly with interior renderings, but also with exterior renderings as well. I always recommend to people that you save both the interior 3D view and the exterior rendering view. The reason for that is that when you want to come back later and alter that interior rendering, if you have the original interior 3D view saved, all you need to do is double click that, start to edit whatever you need in terms of that view, and then double click the interior rendering and we'll begin to render. And that way you don't have to go and go back to the photo rendering, go back to settings, go back to render. Instead, it will maintain that, and it's a much faster way to do that. The way you create both of those both those views, is first you save your interior 3D view with it set to generate in the 3D window. Then you save that exact same view, and you simply go and you open up and save view, and you change it to photo render window. That will then set it to whatever you have currently set within your photo render settings, and then you go create, and it will start to create a photo rendering for you. That will then save your renderings for those two views for you so you can access them in the future. And it also makes it easy if you want to do batch rendering if you've saved these views. This is really important. So you've got a bunch of views that you've saved for rendering purposes, and you don't want to sit there and wait for each one of them to be rendered. Well, then you can create a batch rendering in your publisher set. So by opening up your navigator, clicking the publisher set button, you can then go and create and save your different rendering views to the batch rendering set, and then click to publish, and then it's going to start to publish each one of those and render those to wherever you've saved those renderings to be set. Really great way of doing it. You can do that, go to lunch, come back, or at the end of the day, set it, come back later and next morning, and all those will be done for you. And that is our tip of the week. let's go ahead and get into Archicad.